Hello and welcome to a new video of my indie game devlog series. In this video there's actually no content news from my game, but I just wanted to tell you what kind of game this is actually going to be, what the roadmap is and what I actually have in mind. The game was actually created on a whim to finish programming a game. I've started programming countless games, but always stopped at a certain point. That had time reasons, but of course also dwindling motivation. With this channel I hope that I would continue the game, and so far it works very well. Accordingly, I had no real idea in the beginning and just programmed into the blue. I added features that my old games already had, but gradually more and more new ideas are added. As you have surely noticed, there's no real name for the game in the YouTube title yet. That's because I don't have any idea for it yet. The development is still in its infancy, and to pick a name for it would be a bit too early in my opinion. I made a little roadmap here which shows very high level what is still planned and how far the categories are. Green means that it's finished, orange that I've already started it, and red that it hasn't been started yet. You can ignore the blue bonus points for now, that's more wishful thinking. The game is supposed to be an adventure game which includes RPG elements and is based on a story. Since it's too big an undertaking to recreate a kind of Zelda on its own, it will be limited to a small scale. There will be some Zelda elements, of course, because Zelda has a good amount of RPG elements, but it will be more generic, I think. To build a complete lore around this small game would be too big, for now. So far I have the rough outline for the story ready, and I think that can be quite interesting for the players. However, the thread is missing and the exact details have not been worked out yet. Also, I still need to see if the story contains logic flaws or doesn't feel finished. It should already be a completed story, I think. In my old game I had a procedurally generated game world, which I actually thought was a pretty cool idea. The problem with that though is that I can't write any story-based games there. Where would I place the NPCs, where the important key elements for the story are? That wouldn't make any sense. Also, generating cities would become a super heavy task. That's why I decided to just build a world by myself. For the world to feel alive, there also needs to be a bit more interaction with the world. Currently you can pick up things, scare away animals, cut down trees and mine rocks. So far almost every object is interactable, but it doesn't feel perfect yet. The polishing still needs to be extended with small details. Furthermore, it is necessary that also the sound design fits perfectly to the environment and the game world. From ambient sounds to the soundtrack in the background to sound effects during interaction with the game world. I would put all of this under the category of adventure elements. To get into the game world, it also needs several NPCs to tell the story, possibly even with several dialogues based on the player's response. For an RPG, it is essential to include other creatures that the player can fight. Currently, we have animals that attack the player, but reasonable fight is still not possible. And in addition, the player should not only be able to fight animals, but also collect loots from real creatures. These collections can be viewed in the inventory. I've already implemented a simple inventory system, but nothing can be done with the items yet. Would crafting be an idea? I'll have to think again carefully about what elements it really needs to make the game fun. What's also missing is the leveling and skilling system so that the player becomes stronger. Yeah, and that's it. That was my little roadmap for the game. Feel free to write me in the comments what else you would like to see in the game. I'm super open for your ideas, comments and remarks. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.